What conspiracy theory do you completely believe is true? In my home city, in the UK, a heroin dealer was convicted of lacing his product with poison and causing the deaths of homeless people. In court, he claimed that the local council paid him off to get rid of some of the homeless people. In that way, his defense was, "Why would I kill my customers?" I have met one person that worked with the council and believes the story to be true. And years later I met some people that had worked with a homeless charity at the time. They claimed they knew it was the case, but there was nothing they could do to prove it, expose it. That Britney Spears is either being held hostage or otherwise in a very compromised situation. Just a casual fan of this one, but that Christopher Walken knows whether Natalie Wood's death was an accident or not. Something is going on with Bryan Singer. He's been accused of sexual assault multiple times in the past few decades, but nothing ever came of it. Guy was hosting parties with young men, potentially underage boys, and people like Kevin Spacey, and has been accused of molesting children. I'm not one for conspiracies, but he clearly has friends in high places that went to these parties and keep giving him work and burying the allegations when they come up. Or he has heard on the Monsieur. Seems like more people are finally talking about how shitty he is, but I never understood why these stories didn't get more attention. College Board is a non-profit. I'm in the Navy and we change uniforms a lot compared to other branches. There's a conspiracy theory that there's a rear admiral whose wife has stocks in the company that makes our uniform. Monsieur, I just randomly heard someone talking about it. I have zero evidence that it's true, but I 100% believe it. Edit. Told this to my coworker, who added to the conspiracy cause he said the people who sell our uniforms is run by a rear admiral. The plot thickens. Edit 2. Apparently there's more people saying there's more to the conspiracy, so if you see this, be sure to head into the replies and give them some upvotes. This kinda blew up and you guys rock. This one pertains to my university, but some people may have the same experiences with ours. So students who choose my university send applications in by December. The entire COVID shutdown happens in March. Around the same time, university acceptances are starting to be sent out. Each first-year student has guaranteed residence. Everyone is wondering what the new teaching model will be, and it's announced that it's mixed. 30% in person, 70% online. At this point, if you're in first year, and all your courses are online, why pay for residence? You can do class online. But the university sees these discussions, and know they'll lose a lot of money if they don't have students in residence. So what is announced? Almost every first year has at least one person class, meaning they have to be on campus, meaning they have to live in residence. IDK if this makes sense to anyone, but I thought it was interesting. Disney absolutely believed that Hillary Clinton was going to win the 2016 election. So they started building her animatronic for the Hall of Presidents well in advance. And after Trump pulled off the victory, instead of starting from scratch, they just kinda made a couple half-assed adjustments to the Hillary model and put it up on stage. https static.independent.co.uk/3fs-public/thumbnails/image/2017/12/19/22/donald-trump-robot.jpg. Edit. Thanks for all the awards. I know I'm not the first person to ever notice this, or even the first to post about it on Reddit, but I'm glad I was able to introduce it to so many people. Fort Knox has no gold in it. J. Edgar Hoover had ties to the mob and gave preferential treatment to certain crime families, organizations while crushing others. Also, his stranglehold on American intelligence made him a figure presidents feared. Shelley Miscavige is either dead or being held prisoner by the Church of Scientology. That Mexican drug cartels continue to exist because they do the government's dirty work without implicating the government. Edit. Ed Calderon interviews. and Narcos paint a fairly accurate picture. Los Narcos Gringos. https youtube.be/cool2nczcq. Spanish video by Jesus Esquivel illustrates the extent of U.S. involvement and how the cartel exploits racial tensions in the U.S. to ensure attention from authorities is focused elsewhere. It's worth watching. The Big Mac has gotten smaller, so McDonald's saves some money. I dunno, but I swear the Big Mac used to be bigger. Or maybe I am just fatter. That Diana Ross and Smokey Robinson are Michael Jackson's actual parents. https www.reddit.com/r/an-american-scheme/comments/fj2q/an_scheme_YouTube_channel/. That's why he was the talent in the Jackson family and why there were rumors that he was Evan Ross's father. They both look like Diana. Smokey would have been 18 and Diana 14 years old when Michael was born, so Berry Gordy arranged to have the kid given to his old boxing buddy and fellow musician from Chicago, Joe Jackson, who he would fund, leading to the formation of the Jackson 5. Joe had a big family where Michael would get everything he needs while training him to be an entertainer, and Motown could protect their image by taking the child out of the picture. It turns out the kid is a talent, and as we all know, the Jackson 5 make it to Motown. But even before that, there were several documented instances of Diana Ross in Gary, Indiana, such as at the school talent show where the Jackson 5 performed. She has said multiple times on live television that Kale is her baby child, says she's doing it all for him, and joked about him playing her son in a future movie. She has also said publicly she was in love with Smokey Robinson growing up, living on the same street as him in Detroit, which is odd because he had a girlfriend during that time who he later married. Diana also changed high schools around the time Michael was conceived. When she would have gotten pregnant, she was going to Cass Tech to study home economics, and Smokey also enrolled in an engineering college around this time, because they were soon to be parents and Motown hadn't broke big yet. A decade later, the Jackson 5 auditioned for Motown in Detroit, then did a second performance at a Motown get-together at Berry's house. And Michael has stated that at that point Diana told them she wanted to take special interest in their career. There's a movie called Double Platinum which stars Diana Ross and is about how she gave up her kid for her career and later reveals to the kid she's her mother when she sees that the kid has talent, then goes on to help her with her career, which would parallel the real-life story with Michael. Her daughter in the movie also wears a dress that has the same design as the shirt Michael wore for Billie Jean at Motown 25. It's written by Michael in his autobiography Moonwalk that he and the Jacksons lived with Diana Ross in Hollywood Hills when the Jackson 5 first signed to Motown and moved to LA. And her and Michael used to go out almost every day. Just the two of them. This year, this would have been when Diana Ross revealed to Michael she's his mom. He would have been about 10 years old, and that's why he became quiet and shy from then on. This wouldn't be her only time doing this. When she had a daughter with Berry Gordy, she didn't tell her who her father was until she was 13. Smokey Robinson also stated when he was leaving the Larry King interview shortly after Michael passed away that one of his fondest memories of Michael was when he used to go golfing at the age of 10 or 11 with him and Bobby Taylor, who is said to have discovered the Jackson 5 even though their first album at Motown was presented by Diana Ross. This was also what Michael meant in the song Billie Jean when this happened much too soon. She called me to her room. Diana was the one who said, "I am the one. But the kid is not my son." She meant, "I am your mother but you're not my son. You're a Jackson now." Diana Ross as Billie Jean. Diana plays a character called Billie Holiday in Lady Sings the Blues, which came out a few years before The Wiz with MJ. This is also what the song Dirty Diana is about. It's about Diana Ross, the groupie who seduces Smokey Robinson, who she grew up on the same street as, conceiving Michael. Then there's the song Who Is It, which is about a mystery person who abandoned Michael. And in the music video he holds a card that says Diana. The song Wannabe Startin' Something also talks about how, if you can't feed your baby, then don't have a baby, and again refers to the mystery Billie Jean character. He references Ain't No Mountain High Enough in the song Leave Me Alone and says don't you come walkin' beggin' back, mama. He also references Ain't No Mountain High Enough in the songs Baby Be Mine, Speechless, and Keep the Faith. This is also why you see a weird sexual dynamic between Michael Jackson and Diana Ross, but you will never actually see a picture or video of them making out. Recently a video surfaced of Diana Ross singing You Are Not Alone to Katherine Jackson, just like how she probably used to sing No Mountain High Enough to Michael when he was living with her. This is seen in the aforementioned movie Double Platinum as well. Diana sings her lost daughter to sleep with a famous song, and in TMZ's video The Last Time We Saw Joe Jackson, an old senile Joe says, I raised Michael. He's my son, and Quincy Jones knows better. I don't talk about it? No way. He's defending the supposed fact that Michael is his son for a seemingly unknown reason. And even in past interviews he always emphasized he's a Jackson. After MJ's death, Joe, when interviewed, said he was doing great. Meanwhile, Smokey Robinson went on The Larry King Show and praised MJ as an artist. This theory explains why Michael not only looks like Diana Ross, http://imager.com/gallery/ubicube2do, and has the same features, http://imager.com/a/hdlaser5, and eyes as her, https://youtube.be/lwdf66guerra, but also explains why his facial structure looks like Smokey's, http://imager.com/gallery/ilzajfh, and their profiles and ears are completely identical, http://imager.com/gallery/rn6vfhd, and why he was a musical prodigy who had the stage presence and songwriting abilities of his real parents. Diana, Smokey and Michael are the only three musicians besides the Beatles who have 2 stars each on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, one for being a member of their original groups and one to celebrate their success as a solo artist, as well as having a very soft voice, which both Smokey and Diana and Evan Ross have in common. Here, http://imager.com/gallery/6lamb. You can see how much different his eyes looked from his brothers and how much they look like Ross' eyes. Now you can see why his personality developed the way it did. It's why he acted like an orphan and called himself Peter Pan and built Neverland to help disadvantaged kids. Why he isolated himself from his family and could never manage to have a normal relationship with women. It absolutely explains why he had such a severe identity crisis. And it explains why Diana Ross is second to Katherine Jackson in his will regarding who would take care of his children. And why Joe Jackson has been known to dislike Diana Ross. At Michael Jackson's public memorial, the first person that comes out is Smokey Robinson reading a letter from Diana Ross, who writes that she's mourning so hard that she cannot attend the memorial and that Michael was part of the fabric of her life. When Smokey speaks about MJ later, he calls him his little brother, which would imply blood relative. In the movie Hitsville, USA, The Making of Motown, Berry Gordy jokes with Smokey about how some of the babies that the groupies were having were his, in that MJ reminded him of a little Smokey. Also, the movie An American Dream was about the Jackson 5 and would have been propaganda to reinforce the cover-up story. So, it wasn't that Michael was ever trying to look like Diana Ross like people thought. He was actually displaying features and mannerisms that he inherited from her. In one of the clips below, she says he has the same feature, skin tone, and bone structure as her. Now you might say, well, Janet looks a lot like MJ. But growing up in his shadow, she adopted many of his mannerisms and used makeup and plastic surgery to replicate his appearance, like LaToya did. But their vanity was merely deception. Joe and Barry branded and marketed the Jacksons a certain way to make Michael seem related, such as with the matching outfits and afros. But if you look at their features, it's clear the only similarity to Michael is the way they smile. A learned trait. MJ has much more defined features and is real thin like Diana Ross. And his nose and chin. https imager.com/gallery/Crowless. Match Smokies. Now it's clear why Joe told him he had a fat nose and single him out so much with the abuse. MJ does a photo shoot with Catherine, Joe, Diana, and Smokey. http imager.com/gallery/Pivecube. Diana Ross calls MJ her child. Says she's doing it all for him. https u2.be/7qowst2bdx8. Skip to 1556. Diana Ross jokes about Michael Jackson playing her son in a movie. https://u2.be/fr9rz74w4u. The intro downplays her role in starting his career, an important part of the cover-up. Diana Ross confesses her relationship with Smokey Robinson, which would have been when MJ was conceived and when Smokey was dating Claudette. https u2.be/y4c6r21g. Skip to 840. Diana Ross jokes about her and MJ having the same facial features and bone structure. He could be part of my family. https u2.be/jl6twjt4k6k. Diana Ross calls Michael Jackson her baby. https u2.be/jimfkawib70. Smokey Robinson recounts how MJ used to go golfing with him and Bobby Taylor as a kid. https u2.be/fc3gslgu8 ya. Evan Ross says MJ was like a brother to him and that Diana was a mother figure to Michael. https u2.be/siegesOgia. Joe Jackson defends the fact that Michael is his son when confronted by paparazzi. https u2.be/lxjvwuf2vbm. Smokey Robinson reads Diana Ross's letter at the beginning of Michael Jackson's memorial. https u2.be/heilsofgix6cg. This theory is from the YouTube channel called An American Scheme. https www.youtube.com/playlist. List equals plyrvf7iundedeu15ifdhh2olyopxpg6 petagrams. I also created a subreddit with further info on the topic called An American Scheme. Conspiracy theories seem to pale in their outlandishness when compared to actual history. All that stupid stuff shared on Facebook is just a way for people to mine your information for forgotten passwords, resets and stuff. Things like, bet no one remembers the street they grew up on. I'll wait. Or, what would your name be if you took your mom's name instead of your dad's thinking face? Editing to add instead of replying to everyone. Thank you guys for making me feel so much less paranoid. None of my friends agreed with me that that's what those posts were for and made me feel like a paranoid nutcase for even suggesting it. I am glad to know me being overly cautious and ignoring them makes sense to others. Britney is the highest profile Disney rape victim we might probably ever know about. Her mental breaks were the result of sexual and physical abuse from her handlers, her parents, and people she worked with at Disney. The conservatorship she's been trying to get lifted is one designed to keep her silent, because the momentum of the #MeToo movement as well as the high-profile cases against Hollywood folks, will result in a huge financial hit to Disney. If we hear that Britney couldn't take it anymore and killed herself, it's most likely the result of everyone in her life trying to control and manipulate her, and they will likely kill her under guise of suicide. Not a specific theory, but I have no doubt that the majority of leaks for the entertainment industry, video games, movies, TV, etc., are completely purposeful and meant to gauge general opinions before official announcements. Edit. Spelling. Thanks for my first ever awards. Maybe not Tupac, but at least one celebrity has faked their death and is still out there. Nintendo isn't accidentally leaking source codes. They want to see how much interest their flagship franchises get, and from there they decide which games to push. Pokémon Gold version's Lost Beta demo from Spaceworld 97 is found and people lose their minds. Huge push for Pokémon and stoking the flames of the rumored, now confirmed, Pokémon Diamond Peel Platinum Remix. Super Mario 64 gets the iceberg and the source code leaked. People lose their damn minds. Suddenly they're releasing Super Mario 3D All-Stars with Super Mario 64 on it.